Hello friends, welcome to my kitchen. Today we were preparing homemade hamburgers to suck your fingers. The ingredients we used were very few. As a first measure, I had 2 pounds of miced meat, half pork and the other half beef. On the other hand, I had the condiments. The condiments are very important. Garlic powder, a teaspoon. Pepper powder, a teaspoon. Onion powder, 2 teaspoons. Salt, 2 teaspoons. I was preparing it here. As I told them, 1 pound of beef and 1 pound of pork. They can make it all of beef or all of pork. I prepared it with beef and pork so that be more tender and more juicy. This recipe was very easy, so we started. To start, I'm going to put some plastic gloves that I have here. Because I was doing here is to mix well with the hands. I was placing and I mixing them. One thing I want to tell you is that I give them proportions. But you have to keep in mind that the pepper, depending on where it's from, is spicier or less spicy, so you always have to test everything. Like salt, I was placing a teaspoon and then I tied it. If it takes more, I put more salt. With the salt then, you have to be very careful because if you do not have salt, the hamburger is not so rich. Okay, I was testing it a little bit and it lacked salt. So I was placing a little salt on it, a little bit more. So I was kneading, squeezing and pressing, and now, as I said before, kneading, squeezing and squeezing until the ingredients were mixed well. We have to try to make the meat as well as stick, that is does not separate, so that later when we cook it, it will not split. That is great trick of this hamburger. The 2 most important secrets of this, apart from the kneading, is that it remains as it was left. This is the onion. The onion cannot miss. If they do not get onions anywhere, they can place onion soup in cream. I was preparing here a little dish and some papers. These papers can be kitchen paper and cut it in the boxes so that later you can save with the kitchen paper. 1 hamburger on top of the other so that they do not stick. Agreement. To give in the form, we can use we'll see the hands. For use a kitchen object that is round. In this case, we were using the piece of plastic bottle that I cut. So we were using a piece of paper, as I said before. We used the mold and we were placing the meat inside to give it the shape. Very well. We were grabbing a piece of meat. What I did is put it directly here in the mold. First, I was crushing it with my fingers. Well crushed. If see that I like meat, it's time to add. Well, I was placing a little more because I think the hamburger should be a little thicker. Then we did it that way and we were taking it well to the edges and crushing, so that the mass of the hamburger is not cut. They can do it with the back of a glass that is smooth, so they can do it. Well, let's see how the first one looks. Let's see. We were taking it like that. Well, this is the diameter that I choose and the width that I choose today. See how it is. See how it was. If you want it thicker, you put more meat. If you want it thinner, put it the amount of meat that you consider. You can use this same recipe with chicken, with fish, of whatever you want, because all the seasonings that I put I'll serve of all meats. They are good with all the meats. If you want to freezer the meat, you can calmly place on paper on top of the other like this, without crushing into much. Grab the in plastic or in bags and put them in the freezer. We were cooking it to see how they look spectacular. Before, I was preparing 2 dishes here because I was serving it like this. I prepared a little bit of lettuce, some tomatoes that is ideally would be a big tomato, a slice of cheese, red onion, and a little egg that I made it very easy and very fast. Well, we were placing in this pan. It can be the oil they want. It can be sunflower or olive oil. We were putting the hamburger. I had the fire in medium term. I did not have a very strong fire so that it does not burn. What I wanted is to cook it. I move it a little so that the oil is spread, and we will leave it until to cook halfway. Let's see half of burger is cooked. Well, come for me. We have to turn it around because it is already cooked around. So I was turning it around. Well, I'm going to make a space here, and I was placing the egg that was already cooked to heat up. I was putting out the fire. We were putting together the hamburger. The ideal way is bread cut in the middle. We were placing a bit of mayonnaise. If you do not like mayonnaise, we put another dressing that you like. This is what to have to do is paste. We were placing the lettuce on the bread. What I was doing is placing the tomato like that. I was adding the red onion like that. To those who do not like it, you know, they do not putting on. Now let's grab the bread. We're going to put the hamburger. Then we put the egg up like that and the cheese like that. The trick to turn this around. We reached the end. I hope you liked it.